Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining me today for this very special announcement for my new podcast. The podcast is called We Are Evolving. This podcast episode today is basically just going to be introducing myself and what the podcast is about and giving you a little piece of my story. So my name is Letitia Butler. For those of you who do not know me, I am a 29-year-old retired vet. God be praised. I attended Prairie View A&M University back in 2012, and I graduated in 2016 with my Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology. And no, I am not doing anything with my degree right now, but all that is beside the point. I was born and raised in Temple, Texas. I am a Texas girl to the heart, but I have recently become a Kentuckian. Yeah, big pause because nobody seen that coming. So, the podcast came to me probably about 3 to 4 years ago. It was something that I really wanted to do, but because of the state that I was in at the time, going through a depression, I really wasn't able to gather up the strength to begin to work on it. And I was kind of in a place where I was going through so much that I wanted somebody to do it for me. And I know y'all have heard the saying, if you want to get something done, you got to do it yourself. Becoming great, it takes hard work and it takes time. Nobody's going to give you a handout. And even if you do, you appreciate the level that you get to more if you work hard and if you have your hands in it. Definitely all praise and honor to God, because I would not be here without him. I am coming to you live from the basement, owned by my very own pastor and spiritual father, Pastor Carl Smalls. Shout out to him. Thank you so much. But on this podcast, you will see various number of people coming and sharing a piece of their story. What it is that I'm doing here is I am being transparent and being intentional about my healing journey and about sharing how I'm getting there and allowing you to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because a lot of times the podcast that we hear, it's a lot of, well, I used to, or this is where I was. But I'm coming to you to be transparent about where I am now. A small piece of my story is that I grew up without a father. I have no recollection of who my father is, never met him, and I barely know his full name. I do know a few things about him. I know that he was in the military. I know that I was conceived in a very difficult time in my mom's life. And that's more to share for another day. But that is the root of the problem with me dealing with abandonment and rejection. And I am really starting to see the damage that it has been taking a toll on me now in this season of my life, because I'm beginning to meet and know and love people, and being afraid to trust them or to give them pieces of me because I feel like they're gonna walk away at the end of the day. And I didn't really realize that the root of the problem was never having my father in my life until literally a few days ago. And I probably realized it a couple months ago, but I really didn't take heed to the revelation of it all. But I am now starting to realize that that is the root of the problem when it comes to fear and trust with people. But I also know that no one owes me anything, and not entitled to anybody, for anyone to stay in my life. At the end of the day, everybody is going to do what's best for them. But I'm graced and blessed by the Lord to have an army that surrounds me, and people who love me in the good and the bad. People who love me when I'm at the highest of heights, and people who love me when I can't even give them a simple smile. So that is a small piece of my story, and that is the beginning of time, because, like I said, never met my dad. I don't even know what he looks like. So even if I would, we could have walked past each other, and I never would have known. Do I want to look for him? Do I want to find him? Yeah, I do. But I've been holding back because I feel like I've gotten this far without you, and you haven't tried to find me. So what's the point of me finding you now? I turned out amazing. When you meet me, you'll be sad that you missed out on 29 years of this beautiful human being that is full of love, full of joy, full of spice, and full of intelligence. So despite everything, him not being in my life, him walking away because of a simple fight, there's a story that my mom tells me that he came to see me when I was 3. Now, of course, I don't remember. I'm 3. He came to see me when I was 3 and looked me in my face and still denied me. Crazy. Insane. It's like, look at me. How can you deny this face? I am beautiful. I'm gorgeous. And I'm a ball of fun. And everybody who has met me knows that. I'm grateful that I've been able to impact people's lives in a positive way. I have friends who have told me that my very existence and who I am and how I carry myself is something that brought them to a better place. Or people calling me and asking me to pray for them. And I'm like, you want me to pray for you? Do you know how much hell I'm going through right now? But that's why it's important in how you represent yourself and how you uphold yourself. But another wise thing that I learned from my pastor is that I shouldn't hide my healing. It's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to allow people to see the ugliest parts of you, but it is necessary. Because you don't get this far without crying. You don't get this far without literally crawling up in a corner and wanting to die. You don't. It's inevitable. There's no way you're going to make it to greatness without shedding a tear. And tears are healing. It helps you to get to where you need to be. Until I cry. I tell you, cry. I cry in the presence of the Lord. And I cry when I'm having a bad day. I cry when I'm really excited. One thing Sissy gonna do is cry. Now, you may not have seen me cry, but just know, in the background, I'm shedding tears, okay? But now I'm beginning to learn that it's okay to cry in front of people. It's okay to cry out. Because how will anyone know that you're struggling or that you're going through anything or that they need to reach out to you if they don't see it? That's the part of being transparent. It's a part of being vulnerable. It's hard. It doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. Because you don't want everybody in your business. Because some people want to ask questions and ask how you are because they just want to know your business. But some people are genuinely wanting to know because they want to help you. Which is why I'm extremely grateful for Pastor Carl and Pastor Tanisha Smalls of Restoration Worship Center and the whole family, y'all. Y'all wondering why I'm staying in Kentucky? It's because of Restoration Worship Center. So y'all can thank them. All my Texas people, y'all got a problem with me not coming back home. You can see them about that because it's their fault. But no, seriously, like the love and how transparent they are as a body of Christ is unmatched. I mean, literally, these people have loved me from day one and they didn't even know me. Like, I would come to the church, sit in the back of church. When church was over, I would get up and leave. Every time, every Sunday, I'm gone. Nope, can't talk to you, gotta go. But that's how I am. When you first meet me, I'm very quiet. I'm very observant. And I just like to see, what's going on around me to make sure of the environment that I'm about to release my personality into, because not everybody deserves access to me. And not everybody will have access to me. Sorry, not sorry. Will I interact? Will I speak? Will I have conversations? Of course. Because while I may be for everybody, everybody's not for me. So I can't just allow you into my life and the deep crevices of certain things I'm going through just because. It has to be spirit-led and it has to be on my heart to do so. But I mean, in this podcast, I'm going to talk about my business. I know I'm going to tell some things that people don't know about me. But it's because I am healing from it and I want to get free. And you're healed by the words of your testimony. The trauma that we go through is not for us, y'all. It's for other people. There are people who are hurting right now because their father walked out of their life and never looked back. But because I'm sitting here, 29, a retired vet, I got a college degree, I'm a drummer, I'm a designer, and now I'm starting a podcast. And there's so many other things that are added on to me, but me personally as a person, there's no way that I could have got to where I am without the Lord. Literally. I promise you. No human being could have been through all the things that I've been through and be sitting here to tell my story today. So I'm extremely grateful. As you can see, I'm a follower of Christ. No need to wonder. That is what it is. So you will hear me mention the goodness of God multiple times throughout any of my podcasts. If it makes you uncomfortable, I don't know what to tell you. But keep watching. I'm pretty sure there's something that will bless your soul if you continue to listen. Also, I'm going to have, like I said, I'm going to have various people on the podcast also being open and transparent about their healing journey and how they've overcome. Because, y'all, we are going from victim to victorious. Nobody wants to stay a victim for the rest of their life, for their whole life. I know I don't. And if you do, God help you. I'll be praying for you. But definitely going to have multiple people coming on and helping me be transparent and helping me show you guys that there is beauty in the pain, that there's purpose in the pain. I dare not waste my life because I could be dead. I could be in jail. I could be strung out on drugs, but I am not. So, do I struggle? Do I deal with things? Yes. I'm a human being. I'm not perfect, but I promise you I'm being perfected every day that I decide to get up and make a change with my life. I'm strong, but I'm always going to cry first. But I'm always going to get up. I'm never going to stay down for too long. I am one of the most resilient people that I've probably ever met. Because I'm always going to bounce back, like, no matter what it is. But I'm always going to cry first. I'm going to be sad first. But I'm going to bounce back every time. So, if you're interested in being on the podcast, if you're interested in being interviewed or just coming to tell your story, this is the place to do it. And we are evolving. Every day we're evolving. I'm going to be putting out interviews that I've done previously, probably like a year ago. So you'll be able to see the difference in then and now. I definitely want to try to do this twice a month to begin with, but I'll eventually want to get to once a week, just to keep things going and just to, somebody is depending on me. There are lives at stake. So I have an assignment. I'm here to fulfill it. Last thing, shout out to Restoration Worship Center. Shout out to Jayla Grubbs, Danielle Smalls, Pastor Smalls, Tanisha Smalls, Jomisha, like everybody at Restoration. I am extremely grateful for the whole family of God. You guys are a heaven sent, and you don't even know how much I admire you guys. I am extremely grateful. So all the hugs, all the love, all the laughing, it has truly helped me on this journey. So I love y'all. Thank you for joining me. I didn't get to mention everybody's name from Restoration, and I'm so sorry. But please charge it to my head and not my heart. I love everyone. My mom, my sister, like everybody. I love all of you guys. Everybody in my life has definitely played a part in where I am now. So I love you all, and continue to pray for me as I will pray for you.